Hello, lovely people. I'm Debs. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am in the book shack and I'm bringing you another announcement. This is another announcement for a reading event that starts in April. This is Spring into Adventure. And this year, Spring into Adventure will be running through April and May. This is the second year of the event. I'm absolutely delighted to be a co-host once again, and it's really not very onerous. All you have to do is read an adventure book at some point during those 2 months. Now, we do have some prompts, but they're not prescriptive. You can read what you like. But our first prompt is pre-20th century non-fiction exploration or travel. And then we have pre-20th century adventure fiction. And then we have 20th and 21st century non-fiction adventure and travel, and 20th and 21st century adventure fiction. That's it. So pretty much anything you read with an adventure theme is going to fit into one of those prompts. We also have a group read, and the group read is Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne, and I'm not sure how it's going to run yet, but we will let you know near the time. Now, there are 5 co-hosts. Mark from Book Time with Elvis is taking a breather this year. Those who remain: Shawn at Shawn D. Standfast, Gavin at Genre Books, Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, Randy Ray at Literate Texan, and me. I'll put all the details down below. You can see by this, I am the only female in the crew. And so, this year, I have decided to concentrate my reading on women. Much as I do think that this genre is sadly underrepresented with women. So let's go through my pile of possibilities. I am not saying by any stretch of the imagination that I am going to read all of these, but there are 2 months, so who knows? Let us start with the non-fiction travel or exploration pre-20th century. And I'm going very pre-20th century, and I'm also doubling up. So, Eric the Red and Other Icelandic Sagas. Now, I know, don't tell me that Eric the Red wasn't female, I know. However, there are females in the Norse sagas. I have this. I also have this, the Saga of the Icelanders. This is the Penguin Deluxe Edition, and this one is an Oxford World Classic. There were females travelling the world in these times, and those females were shield maidens, they were Vala, they were farmers' wives, they were mothers, they were daughters, they were queens, they were adventurers. There are a lot of women represented in these sagas. I'm also a co-host of Sagalong. That's in April. That ties in. I'm also a co-host of Historathon. And the second quarter takes in this time period. Who doesn't love a book that ticks several boxes? Then I have the Book of Marjorie Kemp. Marjorie Kemp lived between 1373 and 1440. And this book, which I believe she dictated, is thought to be the earliest known biography of an English person. Marjorie Kemp had a brewery business in Norfolk in England, and she was a mother. She had difficulties with her husband. She was religious. She took many long pilgrimages. These are the stories of her journeys. Now, this is at a time when, medieval women didn't tend to do that sort of thing. This has been on my pile of possibilities for a while. I am determined to read it this year. This will also tie in with the second quarter of Historathon, and will also tie in with People April, another event. I'll put the details below. I'm not a co-host of that one. So let's just carry on with the non-fiction. I've got a couple of I really want to read these. I really want to read all three of these. High Albania by Edith Durham is the story of Ms. Durham, who just after the turn of the 20th century took herself off to Albania, where she explored on her own. I mean, this says she was a late Victorian traveller. She actually wasn't. It was Edwardian, I think, when she started doing these. But I've read this before, and I just thought it was wonderful. So I haven't read it for many years. I want to read it again. Then we have The Queen of the Desert by Georgina Howell. And this is all about Gertrude Bell. And Gertrude Bell was one incredible woman. She was an archaeologist, she was a spy, she was a traveller, she was a linguist, an author, a poet, a photographer, a mountaineer, and just a remarkable woman. She spent lots of time in the Middle East, and this is meant to be an extremely good biography of her. So, both of these also count for People April, but they don't count for Historathon. Finally, for my non-fiction selections, I have this, Women Travellers. This is a Virago book. It's been edited by Mary Morris and Larry O'Connor. And you have a number of women travellers featured in here. Lady Mary Wortley Montagu, Mary Wollstonecraft, Frances Trollope, Amelia Edwards, Mary Kingsley, Isabel Eberhardt. We start in 1689 and go through to modern travellers. Yeah, almost up to the present day. In addition to these, on the back burner, I have a couple of books by the travel writer Freya Stark. I have Celia Fine's illustrated journeys. I think that's it for my non-fiction. Now, what do we have in the way of fiction? I've got several ideas. I was going to go with Robinson Crusoe, but as I'm concentrating on women, I thought I would switch that out for The Swiss Family Robinson by Johann David Weiss. Again, I think I read this as a kid, and haven't read it since. So, although we still have Robinsons, this includes a mother. I have Travels with My Aunt, classic Graham Greene, and this is about a retired bank manager who wants nothing more to grow dahlias, who meets his Aunt Augusta for the first time in decades at his mother's funeral, and Aunt Augusta persuades him to abandon his little cottage in his garden and accompany his aunt to Paris, to Istanbul, to Paraguay. It sounds good. Sounds quite adventurous, features a strong woman character. Then I have Under a Pole Star by Steph Penny. I have previously read The Tenderness of Wolves by her. This is about a female character, Flora Mackey, who first crossed the Arctic Circle at the age of 12. Years later, in 1892, she returns to lead an expedition to northern Greenland, defying the expectations of those who believe a woman has no place in that harsh world. I have also got a plan to read O Pioneer by Willa Cather. And then I have A Variety of Things. This, The Seal Woman's Gift, and this is by Sally Magnusson. And this is about an Icelandic community who are kidnapped by pirates and taken to Algiers, where they become slaves. There are many books about Grace O'Malley, the Pirate Queen of Ireland. I love a good pirate story, and I quite fancy reading one with a woman at the helm. We also have The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi by Shannon Chakraborty. We are again talking pirates, but now we're talking fantasy pirates. And third in the Pirates series, this is by Sarah Branson. It's called A Merry Life, and now we have space pirates. So, plenty of pirate choice there, all featuring women. Another one that I haven't read for years and years and years, not since I was a child, and really want to read again, is The Island of Blue Dolphins. And that's by Scott Odell and is a children's book. Children like adventure as well. Couple more. This one looks like an adventure thriller to me. I don't know very much about it. The Marsh King's Daughter. It's by Karen Dion. An adventure thriller, yeah. This apparently is about a young girl who is brought up in the back of beyond by a father. Her mother isn't there, and I can't remember why. Until she's about 12, I think. And then her father is jailed. This woman marries, has children, then finds out her father has escaped, and she heads back to the marshes in the back of Beyond to track him down. Finally, I found this one in my collection of ebooks. Ours is The Winter. This is by Laurie Ellingham. And this is about two women and a man who are trekking across northern Canada, I believe, and how that works for them. Gives me quite a lot of choice. I mean, I've got no doubt I'll change my mind midway through and come up with something completely different. If you've got any recommendations about adventure fiction that features women, I would be very grateful to hear. Stick a comment down below. Anyway, just a heads up, spring into adventure, April and May, and join us. It will be lots of fun. Read what you like, as long as it's adventurous. That's it for me for today. Thank you for popping by. I shall speak to you very soon. Bye for now.